Hello my friends, welcome to another tutorial at the Lulu Blue Studio. My name is Luisa. Today I'm going to guide you through the process of painting this easy watercolor flower painting where I decided to create some poppies and some wildflowers. I kept everything super easy and simple. I really hope you're going to enjoy this tutorial and you're going to learn something from it. Let's start painting together. We start creating this loose style piece of poppies and wildflowers, taking our round brush in size 12. And I start to take a little bit of lemon yellow, and just with the tip of my brush I create little sort of dots in the center part of this page. I mix a little bit of yellow ochre, and I do this because I want these yellow wildflowers to have different colors, some flowers being darker and done with yellow ochre, while other flowers are a little bit lighter and so they are done with lemon yellow. And I like the mixture of these two colors because it creates a sort of crowd of these wildflowers, but we can still recognize each and every little flower, let's say, in the center. And so I create the center part of this floral composition where I will start to add the other flowers all around. I'm following for this composition an original picture that I found on Pinterest, and so I take that one as a reference picture and I try to recreate what I see on the picture in front of me, but adding a little bit of my own style in this whole composition. So one tip that I would like to share at this point is that when I'm creating these sort of loose dots, I'm holding my brush towards the end, and this helps me to keep this brush not very tight into my fingers, but let's say quite loose. And this helps me to create these sort of dots that are quite fluffy, I would say. And so at this point I would like you to remember that in the way that you hold your brush helps you also to create different sort of brush strokes. With the same brush, I'm creating now the first poppy, and I'm creating this poppy quite open, so I'm leaving the center empty. I will create the black center in a second moment, and just using the tip of my brush and the belly of my brush, I'm creating the petals. The red I'm using is Scarlet Red, but as you can see on this color palette sits next to the transparent orange, so it's a little bit of a mixture, but mainly I'm taking some Scarlet Red to create these petals. Let's say I don't mind if a little bit of transparent orange is also part of the color of these red poppies. In order to create some movements, I'm making sure that some petals of these poppies are darker and more concentrated in red compared to others. So some brush strokes to create these petals are created with a high concentration of red, while other brush strokes are created removing part of the pigment in the cup of water and just using the remaining of what I have on the brush to create the petals. I can always go back and take some more concentrated pigment, like I'm doing in this moment, some red, Scarlet Red, and I can always add the more concentrated red into the petals that are still wet. And so with the wet on wet technique, I will be able to make these petals with some blending effects that are going to be beautiful when the whole painting is going to be completely dry. Another tip that I'd like to share with you at this point is to remember to create your flowers in your flower compositions in different sizes. In this case, for example, I'm creating 5 poppies. They are all in red color, and I'm remembering them to be quite different in size. So, for example, the upper poppy on the left corner is quite small, while the central one are bigger. And for example, I'm creating a poppy with a different perspective that is bent towards the bottom of the page. This will allow you to have some variety in your composition and overall to create a composition that is nicer to look at and not so heavy, I would say. Looking at my reference picture, I noticed that there are also some little wildflower in blue color, and I like very much how blue and red are placed together in a flower composition, so I decided also to add these wildflowers in this floral piece. And what I am doing is taking with the tip of my brush some cobalt blue, and I'm creating some sort of wildflowers just using the very tip of this brush, pressing on the belly just when I wanted to create a bigger flower. But when I want to create just a very small one, I just use the tip of my brush. And I remember to give a variety of color values, so some petals are a little bit darker in color, so there is a higher concentration of pigment, while some other petals are very light, therefore there is a higher concentration of water compared to the pigment. I also go back to some of these blue petals with some more concentrated pigment in order to create some wet in wet effects. Looking at the whole piece as I've created up until now, I've decided to add a few sort of daisies in the left part of the composition, and therefore I created the center part in yellow using some yellow ochre, and then using a smaller round brush in size 6 I'm creating the petals just by taking a little bit of Mars Black. So it's a very light mixture of Mars Black, so I use more water than black, and I've created the petals. I have added a few of these flowers also in the bottom part of this flower composition, and I have decided in this case to create a few petals using a little bit of Mars Black and other petals just dragging part of the yellow center into the external part to create the petals. So remember that when you are creating flowers in these styles, for example sort of daisies, you can always play in different ways. Either you can drag the center of the flower you have created with a little bit of water and your brush to create the petals, or you can create the petals with very light colors that you have on your color palette. At this point I'm still using my round brush in size 6, so the smaller brush, and taking a little bit of green and in particular cobalt green mixed with a little bit of green earth, I am just starting to add a few green elements into the yellow flowers, wildflowers that I've created. And with the same brush, I'm starting to create also a few leaves all around this flower piece. So when I look at the reference picture, I notice that the green elements are just framing the flowers that are in the middle. And so this is what I'm going to achieve, or try to achieve as well, in this composition. And basically I will try to recreate some leaves that are not too big, and these leaves are going just to be placed all around the flowers that I've created in the center part of the page. To create the leaves, I'm mainly using a mixture of Cobalt Green Dark, and I'm adding a little bit of Azomethine Green Yellow to give a kick of light color, green light color that is a little bit more bright compared to the Cobalt Green Dark. I first create small leaves using a very light color value of the Cobalt Green Dark, but then I will start to add more leaves with brush strokes that are much more concentrated in Cobalt Green Dark, and so they are much darker. If you are looking to learn how to paint loose style flowers, this sort of compositions, and you would like to improve your skills, I want to remind you that I've created the Beginner's Guide to Watercolor Flower Painting, which is a free ebook I wrote for you, and you can download for free by clicking in the description below. If you like this video, press like down below, and if you want to support me with the creation of other videos like this one, please subscribe to this channel. At this point, I'm still using this round brush in size 6, and I'm creating some green elements that have sort of green buds. To create these elements, I'm just pressing onto the page a little bit the belly and the tip of this brush, and I'm creating these sort of buds or small leaves that are coming around and framing this whole composition. So these green elements that I'm creating at this stage are a little bit darker and more concentrated compared to the first leaves that I've created. And this is what I like to do in almost all of my flower compositions. Basically, is to remember to create a few green elements in this case, but they can be also petals that are darker and are sort of popping from the composition. In this way, these are going to create sort of different levels of green elements in this floral composition. So some elements are much lighter, so the color value is much lighter and they will look like being more in the background, while the darker elements are going to look like they are more in the foreground of this floral composition. So I encourage you to play with different color values and with different percentages of the different greens you have on your color palette, and just create different elements in different sizes. At this point, I take some Mars Black, and just with the tip of this round brush, I create the characteristic center of these poppies, which is black. I'm just using the fine tip of this brush and not so much pressure to create a sort of fine lines and fine dots all around the center. When you create the black center, remember that you can leave some areas that are white. It's just the paper that comes from the background, and this will give you the impression that there are some areas where the light is hitting. I looked at the whole composition and I liked very much the results so far, but I thought I could add a little bit more yellow elements to brighten up a little bit more this composition. And so what I am doing is very simply taking this round brush in size 6, so a round brush that is smaller compared to the brush we used to create the first yellow elements, the yellow wildflowers, and I'm creating sort of little dots all around the flower composition. These dots, these yellow wildflowers, are actually looking quite different compared to the first yellow flowers I created, and this is due to the fact that this round brush that I'm using in size 6 is much softer, has different bristles compared to the round brush in size 12 I used in the beginning. And so using different brushes I have at my disposal, I can obtain different type of flowers in the composition I'm creating. And at this point, just to finish with the little details this composition, I'm creating a few green elements just by mixing some Quinacridone Purple and Cobalt Green Dark. Mixing these two colors will allow the Cobalt Green Dark to become a little bit darker and a sort of dirtier sort of green, and this will help me to create another layer of leaves that are in a different color. Of course, I encourage you to stop at any moment you are pleased with the results of your composition, with the amount of leaves and other wildflowers you have created, but I just wanted to show you how simple it is just by taking a different, for example, brush. This is still a round brush, but is much smaller in size, and the bristles are so soft compared to the first brush I used in size 12 that allows me to have and create different effects for my leaves and petals. This round brush in size 6 I'm using is a silver black velvet brush in size 6, while the first brush I used to create all the main flowers, the main and basic shape, is a round brush from Princeton Heritage in size 12. You can find all the details of the supplies I'm using in the description below. And at this point, as a final touch, I'm adding a few layers with the silver black velvet brush in size 6 to the main flowers, so to the poppies that I've created in red color. And I've decided to add a few brush strokes as a layer in transparent orange to give a different tone to these petals, since the base has been created in Scarlet Red. And we are reaching the end of this tutorial. I would like to know if you painted along with me and if you like this painting. Please let me know in the comments below and let me know if there is anything particular you would like to see next. Bye!